Hello everyone, welcome to Zoo Tycoon 2. This is the penguin exhibit, not the penguin exhibit, this is the penguin zoo, rather. And I'm here to show you probably one of the coolest things I've ever made in Zoo Tycoon. This isn't going to be an animal exhibit episode, I guess we call this is purely just buildings. As you know, I am a architectural student, and building these cool buildings in Zoo Tycoon is actually one of the few joys I have with this game. Let me reword that. It is one of the many joys I get with this game. Just a little bad terminology there to increase the span of my commentary. So one of the things I forgot to do with this building is add a bathroom. I was kind of thinking about having it in between the restaurant and the shithole restaurant, the concession stands. But yeah, so I got some really nice assets here that I was gonna use. I come in and out of playing this. I think I stopped recording a couple seconds over there, as you can see by the NVIDIA shadow play thing. Found some cool stuff. This is all just me playing around with some statues I found. I could decrease the size of this, but being that I'm already doing the commentary is enough. Those don't work for some reason. I think my volume's off. That's why my music volume is off. I probably have to turn that up in order to hear that, but I'm not the most intelligent person, and this is me changing my rate. I didn't know that recorded. That was me changing my song. I listen to music when I build now instead of commentating, so good stuff. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. That was a pretty probably still relevant. Sorry I wasn't able to play any or do any videos of anything in the past couple of days. Knee deep in work and school work, so nothing really interesting about that, and finding time to do this gets increasingly hard. So weekend coming up, hopefully I'll do some time there. So if I don't have to work and my friends aren't doing anything, so I'm a sucker for social interaction, so we'll see how that goes. My sort of like my thought when I'm building this, my inspiration is sort of like a kind of like a buffet style thing where you grab all your food, put it on a tray, and you bring it over to your to the cash register, and you pay for your food there. Is kind of what I was going for. Here I came up with an interesting thing. This is actually one of the coolest things I think I've ever done. Is that if you place these education stations right here, you can have the staff kind of stay there and talk. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but I sort of came up with that on the spot. I kind of figured that'd be cool. If someone else has done it, great minds think alike, I guess. So yeah, I switch out this stone for a nicer wood grain. Not grain. Fuck, I don't know. Wood texture, I guess, would be the word for it. So it looks a little bit more classier in there, despite it being sort of like a cheap restaurant sort of thing. It's not really high quality, I guess. It's more of a cafeteria of anything. These lights eventually wind up floating anyway. Good fun fact there. Here's the wood. Makes it very, very classy. And this isn't, of course, not really useful. Actually, one thing I should mention, that the guests are actually not able to actually get in as of right now for some reason. There's like the big old entrance that I created. They just don't like it, and it's kind of annoying. They don't walk up the stairs into the zoo. One managed to, out of like the 50 that's like pooling in the front there. So I moved the entrance to inside the park more, and so hopefully they spawn in there, I guess. So spawn more so inside the park than outside. we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if it'll work, but you know. So, one of my complaints with the actual Zoo Tycoon scenery is that it's some of it's just way too big. So you have these things right here. They're actually pretty decently sized as far as, you know, chairs and stuff is considered. The like the other stuff, like the dining tables and stuff, they're just way too big. I wouldn't know how I could place that thing, to be honest. But anyway, continuing on with what I was saying before, it's just too big. A lot of things are just way too big, and they don't make sense, and they wind up filling up a rather large space very quickly, and then you want to make a larger space, and it doesn't make much sense. One thing I should add is that my game is actually dipping below 60 now, because of all the plants that I have going on in here. I like the look of the plants, but I don't think I'll be able to continue the concept throughout the whole park without just a total meltdown. Fun fact, I was actually talking to some zoo tycooners while building this. Some of you might not know this, but the Tycoon community is very lively, so we're constantly communicating and stuff. So one thing I should do is I probably should turn off my phone in the future, because it's kind of hard to imagine me commentating over this later, so I just kind of do whatever, and I wind up kind of creating a little bit of little spaces where I'm doing nothing and stuff. So I was texting people. That's what I was doing when building this, and I'm sorry about that. They only make up for probably 0.5 seconds of the whole thing anyway, so it's all good. So this is starting to look good. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever built in Zoo Tycoon. I'm actually really proud of it. I haven't seen anyone else do something kind of like this, so maybe I'm the first. I don't want to say I'm the first, but I feel like I'm the first, just because I didn't see anyone else do it. So that is the case. If that is the case, you know, good for me. All the assets are there. So one other thing is that the Gento penguins are becoming kind of annoying. I remember the zookeepers are being really lazy. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're not feeding them. They're not cleaning them. They're just kind of doing nothing. And I have people assigned there, and they're still not doing anything. It's very annoying. So created that to sort of make this space. Now see how this is a really large space? These things really just take up the whole space, and it's not really a lot of seating. It's actually a very small amount of seating. It's like, what's that, 4 times 3 is 12, 24, 36, right? It's math in my head, it hurts, and upset about it. So, that's a thing. Yeah. So good old trash cans and stuff here. So another thing I should look into is better trash cans. Should have put that in my Lion King build. That would be cool. As you can see, I'm sort of creating like a garden sort of thing with my zoo. So here I'm going to create sort of another garden part here. I'm burping up a storm right now, which is pretty crazy. It's not that crazy, people burp. I'm sort of creating a garden sort of thing here, and best way to do it is cover up all the ugly terrain errors with rocks, and I'm doing a pretty darn good job of it, in my opinion. It's this is actually a really good piece. I really like the way this came out. It's just a nice random bit of, you know, thing, and it works. So he was stuck. Yeah, I gotta stop worrying about these guys. I wish there's a way to turn off all their needs. But there isn't, unfortunately, because I think their needs are actually generated in their actual. I mean, it makes. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't bother enough people for there to be a hack where there's no animal needs, where they're just happy all the time. So that's, I guess. Yeah. So I like how that came out. It's good. Now I just placed a bunch of trees here because. My game is literally This is not figurative, I'm not joking. I do put a little bit of shrubbery there, but I do place a lot of trees around here just because, yeah. Just for the sake of concealing it. So, here we go. We're gonna do our little walk through here. Ooh, smooth transition. Nice view of the waterfall. Looking good. And, here we go. Our little walk through. Just realizing that some of them have... Oh, those are just branches. They're not floating. Yeah, so, good stuff here. Got a lot of interesting things here. Realizing that there's that one piece up there that is not yet converted. Got hanging light fixtures, but hey, you know, who cares? It's beautiful regardless. And these guys are still in place, which is really cool. Once again, probably one of the coolest things I've ever built in Zoo Tycoon. So let's get the hell out of here. I'm not actually doing anything, I'm just narrating over what I was doing beforehand, which is cool. And we got our nice shitty concession area, which, you know, that's for doing a purpose. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all